Once upon a time there was a very, very small person who had lots and lots of feelings. His parents loved it when he showed off all his wonderful feelings, so he started to wear them on his sleeve. This made everyone very happy indeed. And then one day, completely out of the blue, after he saw a spider on a wall, his parents said,
"We don't like to see your fear, son.
"So get rid of it, or cover it up." A little confused, the very small person tried to pull his fear off his sleeve, but it simply wouldn't budge. Getting frustrated, his parents decided to help by giving him some Tuff, and soon, after rather a lot of Tuff had been used, all his fear was covered up, and his parents seemed very pleased indeed.
"Look at you now. You look great,"
said his dad.
"Now you're going to grow into a big, strong person."
A few years passed before the now small person started school, which is where he discovered a new feeling called lonely. Like with the fear feeling, his parents seemed uncomfortable with the little person showing his lonely, so he tried to cover that up too. Now over the years the small person had witnessed lots and lots of anger at home, so he thought that perhaps he might use that feeling to cover up his lonely. So he began making big patches of angry to put on top of his lonely, to add to the Tuff that was already covering his fear on his sleeve. The angry did seem to get in the way of many enjoyable feelings, and it made him feel sad that he had to cover up his true feelings. But at least his parents now seemed happy. One day at school, a very busy teacher misunderstood the small person's anger and Tuff, not seeing the lonely and fear sticking out underneath. So the very busy teacher gave the small person a detention after school, together with a new feeling called shame that he would need to be wearing on his sleeve. As the little person grew, he noticed that his shame and his lonely and his fear and his sad were all growing. He'd been told many, many times that showing his true feelings would make him look weak and unworthy of many of the things in life he desired most. So he decided to go out and get more angry and more Tuff to help cover all his real feelings. This wasn't all bad, because as he continued to grow, everyone said that he was great at covering his real feelings, and that this would help him get ahead in life. One day the now young man met a young woman, and they became very good friends indeed. They thought they were a lot alike because they both had only Tuff and angry feelings that showed on their sleeves. And they enjoyed much of their time together, but all too often one or both felt obliged to act out their angry or Tuff, and this made the relationship increasingly difficult. Then one day, when they were both acting out the feelings that showed on their sleeves, the young woman finally broke down. Sobbing, she told the young man her terrifying secret, something she'd never told anyone before.
"I'm not like you," said the young woman. "I'm not all Tuff and angry. These are just patches that cover my true feelings like fear and sadness, and loneliness and shame."
He sat motionless for what felt like an eternity before the young man started to pull back the edge of his own patch, on his own sleeve, and he showed the young woman his true feelings that lay beneath. With all the tenderness in the world, the young woman then reached out and touched the young man's feelings. And as tears started to roll down his cheeks, a new feeling of acceptance started to grow on his sleeve. It felt strangely comforting. It seemed to be taking over from all that old angry and Tuff. And his hidden feelings of sadness and loneliness and shame and fear, well, acceptance seemed to be changing them too. They didn't seem quite so worrying anymore. They were starting to shrink and felt less of a concern. And it then occurred to the young man that through this new feeling of acceptance, he felt better. He felt normal, strangely like that feeling he remembered from when he was a baby. All excited to show his true feelings on his sleeve to the people he cared most about in life. And so, as they lived happily ever after together, they both understood that through self-acceptance they would both have loads more room on their sleeves for wonderful feelings of love, happiness, excitement and joy. The end.